You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
I want to talk about news, don't want the drama. From no pretentious media Madonna. I found me a great ganja mama. Cannabis and coffee with Tamarijuana.
And here I am. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cannabis and Coffee with me, Tamarijuana. How's everybody doing this week? It's been a week, and it's not even Monday, or it is Monday. It's my Tuesday, though, right? Because I start working on a Sunday, so I get Friday, Saturdays off, and it's always a shit show. In fact, I am going to do something here because I don't like this virtual background. I don't like how it just kind of. I mean, my you all know my house is always a goddamn, shit show anyway, so you might as well just hang out with me in my own reality, right? So, good morning, and let's see what's going on today. So we were going to talk a little bit mainly about what may possibly happen in the next little bit with the Cannabis Act. If anything, the government may change. It likely, it's hard to say right at this point. Who knows what's going to happen? I have no idea. I'm not a magic ball reader, but I am always worried about what a new government or even a new like we have a new leader, what they might possibly new cabinet, what a new liberal government may do to the Cannabis Act too. And not so much about the recreational market is what they're doing with the medical patients. Now I'm hearing murmurings about people that I don't associate with anymore trying to get another group up and running about dignified access, which the Canadian Cannabis Therapy Coalition, Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partner Society, sorry, it's always been a mouthful for me, have done. But it went recreational. And not that we did, but we were able to write in with it was like a pan-Canadian group of us. They were all not registered non-for-profits that put forth a report of all of our thinkings and findings and research we had done to Health Canada and to the government. At that point in time, that was like 6 years ago now. Now, I'm not going to mention who they are because if you've been contacted by them, you already know. They won't contact me because they already know what my stance is on dealing with these two people that don't ever want to hook up a non-for-profit. Well, one of them did, how I got thrown into it. I'm kind of sick of getting thrown into chair positions just because this has happened to me now twice. And then I look like the bad guy when I've just been sitting on the sidelines and then asked to do something. I didn't take the Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners away from anybody. No, didn't. So if you're hearing those kind of shitty rumors, they're false, and you can come talk to me. My face is right here, and I'm always sitting waiting for you to talk shit to my face. Always. Nobody comes. Anyways, back to what we were talking about prior to, because again, apparently there's this group that's trying to, push forward with medical cannabis to the government, which is great. I don't care who's doing it. I honestly don't. Whether I like you or don't like you is really irrelevant. We have to be professional on all levels, right? And if everybody's working towards the better good of our, community for medical cannabis, I don't care. Go ahead. That's awesome. I support you 110% in whatever you're trying to do. But please quit trying to reinvent the wheel that we've already done, because apparently those things didn't work. We need to find new things that do work. So again, we're going to go back to what possibly may happen if the government ever changes for all Cannabis Act. And I'm not talking about just recreational. I'm talking about medical, because we've already been left behind. No matter how high we go or how loud we scream, we don't seem to be heard. And we're the ones that have the court orders. Cannabis patients are the ones that got you the ability to smoke cannabis, retail, or any otherwise. People that have passed away, that are long gone, that fought for your rights in a court of law, Supreme Court of Canada. So again, why do medical patients always get left on the wayside? Why are we always the last in line? Why are we always the last to get ahead? I'm tired of being fucking last. And when you tell me that I'm lucky that I can get an exemption, how fucking lucky am I because I'm sick? Disabled people are already looked over 110% already. So why is it that disabled people that use cannabis for medicine are even overlooked and maybe even farther down the list? I ask myself that every day. Why do people that use cannabis for, medicine don't get it paid for like any other pharmaceutical? Why do we have to jump through so many hoops? Why do we have to beg doctors for an exemption, a different kind of prescription that has to be then sent into the government to be approved? Do you send your prescription for antibiotics or insulin or anything else in a great big 11-page form to Health Canada to be approved? I don't know any other prescription out there that you have to fill out an 11-page form and send to Health Canada to be approved. Anybody got any? I'd be interested to know if anybody anywhere has had to do that. I doubt you did. Anyway, let's take a peek here and see what we've got. So I know you know Danielle Smith because of Alberta having legal or not legal, private liquor control board already, right? So what they did back in Alberta is they privatized everything for a very long time. They privatized now, your liquor stores. So anybody in Alberta can open a liquor store. So it was pretty much the same kind of deeming when it came to open cannabis stores. Now I lived in Alberta back in prior to 2014, and trying to get anything cannabis related out in anything was like pulling teeth. There are very few of us that did anything. There's a group in Calgary called Calgary 420, which actually helped start me in Southern Alberta with Southern Alberta Cannabis Club. But it was kind of funny because the government back then was ridiculous. We were all conservative, trying to fight with Rick Cowson, trying to get MP into the MP's office. We protested a number of times. In fact, when I moved up to Coronation, I went and sat in Kevin Sorensen's office, and he expected me to show up with dreadlocks and smelling like patchouli. And when I walked in there in a business suit carrying a briefcase, he was like, "Oh, you're not what I expected." And I said, "What did you expect? Somebody that was going to come in and talk to you about cannabis regulation and what it means and what patients need." It changed his mind a little bit. But again, the Conservatives were wanting to take away our rights to grow our own medicine. They are the reason why we have these huge licensed production sites. Stephen Harper was set up on privatizing even our ability to grow our own medicine. So Conservatives are all about privatization. Again, back to Danielle Smith with the privatization of everything in Alberta. So Alberta now has, I think, let's just take a pick. They have more cannabis stores than any other province in the country. Now, I don't know if people realize that 75% of the taxation goes back to the provinces that actually have them running in their locations. And then they're supposed to kick back 25% of that to the federal government. And then a portion is supposed to go to the municipalities that are opted into having retail stores, right? So I often say, and even in like another thread here, I'm like, the Rocky Mountain Mines, I'm like, we appreciate what you do. I didn't mean like check where the cannabis taxation is to interfere in a fight about, I'm talking about taxation. They say they're putting it into law enforcement and recovery and addiction, but they're not. Because I talked to a city councilor here in Cranbrook that didn't even know about the taxation. Meanwhile, $57 million should have been filtering back to our municipality for cannabis taxation, and he didn't even know about it. So how informed are our cities about the municipal, tax kickback? The provinces are collecting the PST, the vape, because they also have a 20% vape tax, okay, in British Columbia on all vapes. Not just cannabis, tobacco too, 20% vape tax, okay? So we sit back and we want to wonder where our money is going. Where's the billions and billions of dollars? $2.8 billion. We know where the $2.8 billion were federally, because in reality, they only get 25% of that, okay? The feds. I don't know anybody that can sit back and say, unless you've got an overpayment for CRB during COVID, had to pay their money back. That's what fed you. The reason why we've been able to do a little tax bumping down is because of the added $2.8 billion to the coffers from cannabis taxation, from legalization, which is now 6 years in the making. Anyways, we're going to go back to this little page. I got to watch my time. I've got lots. Okay, so how could a new conservative government in Canada address cannabis? Because there are people in this country that do not like it. They don't like the smell. They don't want it in their neighborhoods. They still complain, and it's a lot of them. It's kind of ridiculous, right? Okay. So, could a new conservative government address cannabis? Are you legal age? Blah, blah. Yes, I am. Okay. Could a new conservative government in Canada address cannabis industry concerns? Sooner or later, Canada will have an election. Increasing could happen sooner than later. I'm just kind of reading. Regardless of which party is at the helm, the new government will dictate the future of the cannabis industry here in Canada. Of course, maybe many in my network now discuss the conservatives' traditional stance. Cannabis and other legalization isn't typically one that would excite the industry, especially as many producers. But I guess a lot of the producers are complaining about tariffs and taxation, right? Unleash the power of the free market. I get that. Find your incompetent lobbyists, good the people that actually make the arguments for reform. Okay, so I guess they're wanting to like look at the conservatives for possibly, changing things for reform for the better. I understand on the less government, but we've got Carney now as the leader, right? He's a banker. He's one that's probably knows a little bit more about economy than anybody else in the world. To be fair, like I'm not saying that, I'm not saying he's going to win the election either. Like it's a 50-50 toss. Like, and this is not a political show, but I'm more worried about what they will do with cannabis on all levels because it is a lot of taxation revenue, right? Now, the conservatives love money. They want to balance budgets all the time. So would they keep that in just to be able to do that and cut regulations for some of the licensed producers, which I'm not disputing that they should be. I'm not saying that the industry is not overregulated. It fucking is. I totally 100% agree that it needs to be reformed. I don't believe that there should be like, oh my God, I couldn't even get into some of the stuff that I don't agree with. It would be another 5-hour show. But there is way too much overregulation when it comes to retail cannabis. The amounts that we can carry. I mean, like we already have proof that nobody's died from cannabis in 6 years. They wanted to put an accident on that, but they did, they failed to mention that, she was doing mushrooms and it was a day later and all kinds of silly things that happened, in this court case, just to, I don't even know what. And there's one in Edmonton too, but they failed to also mention that the guy had, sucked back 52 Percocets before he hit the wheel. Let's blame it on the weed. Which really is disheartening for me because I really get sick and tired of cannabis being blamed for other things. But again, I'm also for all drug legalization and manufacturing right from the get-go. I know that just scares the crap out of every conservative around, and everybody thinks I'm, super left-leaning. No, I'm not. I'm a true blue liberal. I'm right down the fucking middle. And I know that pisses a lot of my lefty friends off, but I'm not going to change who I am and what my beliefs are. I believe in equity. I believe in equality, but I also believe that in freedom. Why I fought for cannabis legalization. But my like I said, I wanted law reform. It was the difference in law reform and how we can get it off the streets away from our kids. But now I want to chew my time because the kids now have more access to the harder drugs because we put it at 19 and plus. So we need to do the same with everything else. And if you see how that has taken out the black market on cannabis, what's it going to do for the, and meanwhile, there might not be any hard drugs available when Don't Want Potatoes done. He's going to, put everybody in an Ecuadorian jail. Then what are you going to do? Like, seriously, there's no incarcerating this. There's no incarcerating addiction on any level. There's no incarcerating anybody there's not enough jails. There's not. Jails, time, money. And that's the truth. You can't incarcerate every drug dealer in town because there'll be 10 more coming up behind them. You need to regulate those drugs and take them out of their hands is what you need to do. You need to put them and manufacture them so you're not getting toxic stuff on the streets that are killing people. Because even nice people do drugs. I hate to say that. It's the truth though. Nice people do drugs recreationally, whatever. There are functioning heroin addicts that go to work every single day. You wouldn't even know it. But it's a difference between heroin and alcohol. Wah! Nothing. They're both an addicting substance that ruin lives. Just saying. There's no comparably, it's kind of like this girl that come into my store with a stack of Keno tickets and told me that how much she hated the houseless addicted people. Stood right in front of me with a stock. Can you cash these Keno tickets in? And the funny thing is I found her on Facebook. I just can't wait to, give her an eye opener. But yeah, comes into my store. I got no problems. Here's my Keno. I hate houseless homeless people. Addicted? Oh my God. Like, seriously? You came in and you talked to me like that? Because you saw my little cup that sits out when I'm at work to take some donations if people want to throw a nickel in. Yeah, that one. Anyways, I'm probably the last person you want to come at about houseless addiction, because addiction doesn't just live on the street. Addiction lives in your house, next door, across the alley. People that get up every single fucking day and work and function use drugs. Alcohol is a drug. I just don't know how many times I have to alliterate that. Why I do what I do. I don't care. I don't ask. I don't judge. You might be a fall down, whatever. Not my business. But if you need help and you need something that's going to help you divert buying that bottle of vodka, I'm your girl. I will help you. I will give you what you need. I've got one. It came knocking on my door because she's my neighbor, right? And she's special needs and also a recovering alcoholic. And she was here for my birthday. She was invited. I invited her to my birthday party, and she's been knocking on the door every couple days. And I'm like, you said to her yesterday, "Hon, this is a once a week program." So as much as I love helping you, um, I'm giving you also more than what I'm giving most people because, like, I know what her consumption levels are, right? I says, but we're gonna have to slow this down. You're gonna have to stretch this a little farther. I'm sorry. I hated to have to do that, but if I keep giving her so much every couple days, it takes away from everybody else, right? And I've had to be really strict on my rules with that because I can't overdo for one and then it takes away from others. As much as that hurts me, it really does. I hate, me, I never say no. I hate to say no to anybody ever, but I've had to put my foot down on a couple of occasions just because of that. And it's not like I don't want to. I wish I could. But like I said, if I keep doing that every day with her, that takes away from 5 other people on the weekend. And that sucks. I really hate that. But it's the truth, right? It really is. Because like I said, if you overdo for one, it takes away from 5 others. And I hate to have to do that. But it is what it is. Again, I've got more I have more people in housing that I help than that I don't, that are unhoused. In fact, it's growing immensely to the point that I need more help. Let me see here. We're going to go to the Conservative Party. Kenny's done the declarations. Oh, they're going to declarations and find out where the cannabis is on their declarations because they have to be aware of what they might possibly do in case they do get elected. Like, I'm not saying they're not gonna because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not, like I said, I don't hold a magic ball. I got to turn my other light on. It's too dark in here. I like the sun these days. It's been very nice to me. This happy lamp. I love it. It just kind of makes me more motivated. Okay, I'm still waiting for it to load. Ooh, that makes it a little different in here. But I know that they've got First Nations about 112 down on the list right after, taking out transgender people from fucking sports. So I can't see cannabis being really high up on the list of priorities. But sometimes the list of priorities are different because they want to make sure that they're getting their point across. Now let's see. Empowering the Ethics Commission. Oh God. Free vote, Supreme Court judgment appointments. Only plans on reform of the Federation. Tax release, tax codes, pension, carbon tax, income tax review, capital gains, economic development, industrial science, foreign ownership, infrastructure, financial. I don't see cannabis on the list anywhere. This is like, we're talking like 58, like I'm going down on the list because you're all like in different form. Like you got table of contacts, A, role of government, B, and then a bunch of state, which is your government accountability, C, democratic reform, D, open federalism. So I'm just kind of looking where they have fiscal, like where cannabis actually fits on it, if anywhere. Trade, international, interprovincial, transportation, environment. Environment's I after H, HI on the list, and 68 environmental principles. Okay, these are illegal oil dumping. Okay, that's J is health. So we have A, and then we're all the way down, through the alphabet. J is health. J. Okay, so we should probably see maternal health 89. Pharmaceuticals 83. Wonder if that would be under that. Wellness audit, wellness. Well, there's so many places they could have stuck it. Drug and substance abuse 94. Okay, so it could be in any one of those declarations that I would have to go back and do a deep dive into first. Social policy. I'm just like going through the contents and seeing where possibly cannabis might fit in their declarations. Harassing telephone. K, social policies. K. Okay, so ABC. K, social policies. Shared parenting. Retirement savings. Harassing phone calls 107. Faith-based organizations 108. This was all before letter L, Indigenous affairs. Okay, social policies are before Indigenous affairs on the Conservatives list of things. Okay, and I know that they're not going to have any cannabis. Okay, here we go. Criminal justice, but I thought that they wanted jail, not bail. Anyway, it's not cannabis related, so we're not going to go there. Dangerous offenders sentencing. Okay, that's not it either. I celebrate Canada's diversity. O. Canada's heritage. P. Heritage principles, arts, and amateur sports. Fisheries. S. Immigration and refugees. T. National defense. V. Strong democracy, ongoing policy development. W. So in other words, adding to Project 995. Constitutional framework and policies based on the following principles: a belief in balanced fiscal responsibility, compassionate social policies that empower the less fortunate by promotion of self-reliance. By promotion of self-reliance, that's how we're going to get you off disability, because we're going to make you find a job, even if you're, like, what a bunch of fuck. Anyways, again, I got to bite my tongue, as you can tell. You can tell I'm fucking chewing it. I don't see cannabis anywhere in any of their declarations. But again, if you go into a deep dive, it could be under health, under mental health, it could be under pharmaceuticals. So that's page 83. So we'll scroll down. Can we get to page 83? Yeah, we probably can. Page is at 32. So we're going to go to 83 and just see where it possibly might be. Oh, that's the end of it. 47. Oh, it's 83 on the list. So. Okay, so I gotta go back to 83. I just love how they've got this written up. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's similar to every other policy. Considered by the Canada's farmers as a strike balance. Reaffirm Canadians have the freedom and right to refuse the vaccine for moral, religious, medical, or other reasons. Right there. Okay, so that's that. Conservative Party supports enhanced freedom of Canada in their choice of natural health products and complementary treatments with proper safeguards for public safety. A Conservative will not support any legislation to regulate abortion. Okay, well, they say they're not going to. Principal Conservative Party is both oppose euthanasia and assisted suicide. Of course you do, because you want to let your fucking creeps fucking move on. It doesn't say anything in that. Oh, Conservative support drug prevention, substance abuse programs to provide person with addiction, long-term mental health, physical health. Care support, social services addressing the underlying problems such as mental health and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there's nothing about, I don't see the word C in the cannabis in there anywhere. Okay, so where else was I saying that might possibly be if it's not under pharmaceuticals? I don't know, justice maybe. It doesn't give me a spot where I can actually like search because it's just like it's a download. Anyways, I don't see anywhere in there where it's actually stating there's anything about cannabis in there, to be honest. But I see what they're, where they're going with it. It could be, it could be just left alone because they're, giving you more ability to, use natural medicine under regulation. So maybe they won't bother with anything at all because I don't see anything specific like scrolling through. And I'm not giving them a pass on that. Like I'm not. I mean, I want to see everybody's policies to begin with. I mean, I'm not a swing vote. Everybody knows where my loyalties are. But again, that's not the point. The point is I still want to look at other people's policies and other parties' policies to see where they're at when it comes to cannabis. Because I want to see reform. I absolutely do want to see some reform. But I want to see some reform positively towards access for patients, higher milligrams, patients having an ability to go to a store that they can actually speak to somebody. Now, I know we were talking on Pace the other night about the fact that they might be doing something along the lines of that, where they would putting it into separation with CBDs. And they're doing a study, I believe, about CBDs and how the reaction is to CBDs. So you wouldn't be able to purchase it, say, in a gas station, but you'd be able to purchase it at a health food store and a pharmacy and have people that would be knowledgeable about CBDs. But that's not opening and exploring the rest of the cannabis plant. CBDs is great, but you can't keep, like I said, it's like taking the carrot and peeling it all off and eating the middle. Why don't people get that? You can't peel the outside off and then eat just the middle of a carrot. There's so many compounds that are beneficial in the whole spectrum of that plant. Why we speak about Phoenix tears and RSO and why we suggest RSO, because it's got THC, CBD, CBHC, and there's so many different things. And if you rip that all apart, I'm sorry. Some people can't handle THC. I get that. So then you just have to add a little more CBD. It's called a balancing act. Higher CBD to less THC. CBN, CBH, whatever the compound that you are most needing would be the one that you'd want to have a higher ratio to. But you still need some portion of THC because THC is the activation of everything. THCA, there's also alkali, there's so much research being done. And I can't wait till finally my friend has her research done so we can actually bring her on the show and have her tell you all about it. Because it's amazing what a sprout will do. And I'm talking like greens. I'm talking eating. I'm not talking smoking. Because I know we all know that every step of the way has been barriers because of the fact that cannabis is a carcinogenic when it's smoked. Like anything else, our lungs aren't meant to smoke things, right? We're supposed to breathe air and that's it. We're not supposed to smoke cigarettes, tobacco, nothing. But again, that leaves people in a conundrum about that. Anyways, it looks like it's almost time for me to go to a commercial break. I talk too much. Got to thank our sponsors so that we can keep on going. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to thank them, who are Legacy 420, Limestone's Hydroponics, Campbellford Lifestyle Store, and of course, both my producers, Al and Al. We'll be right back after a short commercial break.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, open Monday to Friday from 10 till 7 p.m. or by chance. Check out our flags, our t-shirts, plus our hats, and look of that supply of rolling papers, plus much more. We've got bongs and your favorite herbal vaporizers. Look at all the incense we have, as well as for those who collect knives, check out these knives in our collection. And while you're here, stop in to see Shay at the piercing room, where you can get poked by Shay. Daily deals, check them out. Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford, Ontario.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, Legacy for 20, it's so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partner 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420, enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products, make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Rerolled Saturdays. Check it out. Nothing but non-stop cannabis and psychedelic programming. Find it at 420pace.ca. You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
All right, and I am back. So this is the second segment of the show, and if anybody's watching out there and wants to come on, I can send you the link to come up and discuss whatever we're discussing right now. Last week I was lucky enough to get my counterpart, Melissa Ellingsworth, to come back on the show too, because she's still thinking she's going to walk. I talked to her this morning. I was trying to phone my trying to phone out to Nova Scotia to see if I could round up some help for her, and she said either way she's going. So all right, Millie, let's get cracking on this, because like I said, she needs help. I'm going to turn this other light on too. It just seems like it's awfully dark in here. And she's going to walk from Dominion, Nova Scotia to Halifax. I'm not stopping her. I'm not. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. And I think that it's something that should be done. Make raise awareness. And that's the thing. Like, we need to have some awareness, right? And I don't know. I don't even know what to say, because it's just like, wow. And again, I've asked her, what do you need? So again, we need to round up some volunteers for her. We need to get her some money. And so that's Salty Your Mutter on TikTok, and Melissa Ellsworth on Facebook. Again, anybody wants to come up and discuss anything, panel's open. You just have to send me a PM on my Facebook and you can come on up. I'm not even sure if I'm live on my Facebook. I could be live on my Facebook. I don't know if I'm live on my Facebook. Apparently, I guess I am live on my Facebook. I am live on my Facebook. So, oh, there goes that dang light again. So again, if there's anybody who wants to come up, talk about anything, their experience, patient stories about what they've been through with Health Canada or anything else, trying to get a licensing or looking to get a licensing, need help with a licensing, we've got avenues for you too. Again, there's so much going on right now around us in the world that it's hard to focus on one thing. I think that's why Melissa was thinking that this would be too skewed for her to even do this right now, and I don't think it would. I think it's a perfect time. I think she really needs to get cracking on this, and I think it's great. Okay. Jesus. I got messages coming in. People maybe want to come up. Okay, I will send them the mess. I will send them the link and see if they want to come up. But again, anybody who wants to talk about their story, how they got into life, was able to get their licensing, didn't get their licensing, gave up their licensing, like myself, because when your doctor, you go in for a renewal and your doctor says, oh, you have abilities for 30 grams a day. Why would I give you 15 on a license? Because I want to grow more than 4 plants. Because again, I've said this, as a patient, 1 gram is 5 plants. The Canadian government's not even allowing anybody to grow 1 gram of weed or 1 gram of cannabis with the licensing for medical. How is that fair to even the recreational user if you can't grow enough for 1 gram? Dry weight. I've grown plants for years. I've had some that I've experienced great yield on, and I've got others that have tanked. I've also been trying to sprout seeds for the last 6 weeks and can't get one to start. Al said to me the other day, well, why don't you stick it in dirt? And I'm like, I never thought of that. Because I always put mine between paper, right? Paper towels. And I got 10 seeds in a paper towel and nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. I'm like, what the fuck? So I said to Al the other night, nothing's happening. He says, did you think about sticking it? I don't do that anymore. I just stick it in dirt. I'm like, why didn't I fucking think of that? Because, sometimes smart is stick, right? Smart like stick. Another thing I'm starting is a slapstick kind of comedy thing on TikTok, but that's, not cannabis related either. But this is, so I dug out my old email. Haven't done this for a long time, right? The old lungs, but this is a treat. But it's the best medicine ever. And again, I'm behind. I'm not behind, but the substitution program is costing me money out of my pocket again because I needed RSO for to make more edibles, so I had to buy some. Oh well, that's life, right? Helping others, that's what you do. Because actually, I had to go meet one of my patients the other day that was living out at Tent City. So if anybody wants to know whether there's any progress with the cannabis substitution program, last time I saw this lady, she looked horrible. She had burns all over her face. She hadn't had probably been near a shower in who knows how long. Hair was all matted. She looked rough, but that's what happens when you're living rough. You look rough. Anyways, I've always given them my card, and I've always told them if you need something, you just text me and let me know. So I got a text message from her last Wednesday. It was because I had to be on the air for 6 and make arrangements to go and meet her so I could help her out. And I pulled up where we arranged to meet. She was driving a vehicle with her daughter. She looked absolutely fucking 100% better. She's been doing whatever other substitution I didn't ask, whether it's Suboxone or whatever. None of my business. All she said that she was having troubles dealing with the nausea from whatever she's taking, and I don't ask questions. There's no strings attached to this. It's not up to me to police it. I mean, I police it to a point, but you know what I mean. Anyways, I was so happy to see her doing it was amazing. It was fucking amazing. So, anyways, she's back living at her parents where her kids are because her kids were living with her parents because of the situation, and she's doing better. And yeah, that's what makes it worth it. You start with 20 people. Right now, I'm helping about 60 people, but I've also had 3 that are clean. So I know it doesn't look like sounds like a great ratio. I'm happy if there was 1. And my safe supplier, she's still not using safe supply anymore. She's not using it anymore at all. So that's 3. Does that make me happy? Yeah. Do I want more? Yeah. I want way more. but one at a time and one day at a time. And sometimes for some people, it's 1 minute at a time. So, do I find that this is a success? Absolutely. Are we doing good work? Yeah. There's no we unless I got a mouse in my pocket. But yeah, me and the mouse in my pocket, we're doing a good job. And do I need volunteers? Yes. Do I need help? Yes. Do I need funds? Yes. Do I need everything? Yes. Do I like asking for help? No. Do I ever ask for help? No. But when it comes to the substitution program, I am shameless. So yes, I am asking for help for the substitution program. It's not for me. In fact, you can ask Al. Like, he asked me the other day, like, how you do it on, whatever meds, what do you need? And I dragged something out of a drawer or out of a thing, out of the cabinet that was sent to me. And I said, this is what it looks like. Because when it comes in, it goes into a cupboard. Because it's not for me. Because it's not for me. I'm sitting here smoking fucking roaches. Or dabs, right? Scraping off the bottom of a jug. I'm not really, but but I could be. And this will still be sitting like this. Why? Because it was sent for somebody else and not for fucking me. So you ever want to fucking come at me about my integrity or why I'm asking for money or how I'm going to use the money or what I do with the stuff? That's what I do with the stuff. It's still sitting here waiting for when it's fucking needed for the substitution program. So don't ever. Just saying. And not that he asked. He didn't. Because he trusts me. He knows what my integrity levels are. He didn't ask to see anything. But if you're ever wondering where your donations go, and if I'm like skimming off the top or no, I'm not. In fact, I got a separate bag that was put in with that stuff, and then I was asked, "Did you try it?" And I'm like, "Try what?" He goes, "Well, there was another present gift in there for you." I'm like, "Oh." Ran, opened the vacuum seal, and but no, I didn't know. I appreciated that so much. It was lovely. It was absolutely magnificent. But no, I didn't know because, like I said, the vacuum bag comes, it goes in to where the substitution program stuff is stored, and it stays there till it's needed. So you want to fucking question me? Go ahead. Like I've always said, I got nothing to hide. My background, there's lots of skeletons back there. Lots of dirt you can dig through if you still want to. But it's not like I've ever hidden anything from anybody. Because I don't lie. Do I like you? Probably not. But would you know if I saw you? Probably not. Anyways, back to cannabis. Because this is what keeps me probably from hurting people. I'm not going to lie. Because I don't. Like, this keeps me from having to probably take antidepressants because I'm fucking depressed. Well, I've got the happy lamps because I don't want to take antidepressants. I'd rather try sunshine first. Like, but if you think you're depressed, yeah. But hey, that's what this is for too. It's my happy pills. If I did that on TikTok, I'd be banned. They'd have me locked down. I'd never have another account again. Probably Facebook either. But you know what? I don't give a fuck about Facebook. Apparently, I have to tone down the rhetoric. I don't like that. But I will. I will tone down the rhetoric. Since I have to hold a position of authority. Anyway. So it doesn't look like we have much to worry about if the Conservatives did get in. They had, to just keep upping the tax on it so they could balance their budget. But again, it's going to get back to the provinces. So I don't think they really have, there's not a lot of legislation on that they could really touch because every province now has absolutely written their own cannabis laws. Why they're getting the cannabis taxation too, right? Sorry. Probably shouldn't have done that. Whew. Trying to just kind of comment. But again, we have to think around the rhetoric and start focusing on what patients need because they've been left behind. And we've been talking about this for 6 years, and not a lot of traction. There, I wasn't going to let you listen to that. Anyway, sorry about that. But yeah, there's been like very little traction on actually getting patients motivated to actually speak up and demand that they have access to retail at a higher level of milligrams. Because if their prescriptions are written, they should have access. Now, I know that Shoppers Drug Mart at one point in time was kind of trying to get into the whole thing. Um, I'm not honestly sure where that ended because I know there is licensing for medical access. And because patients still can order online from the licensed producer, right? No, there's not a lot of discount or no, they're still paying taxation on it, which isn't right either. You shouldn't pay taxes on your pharmaceuticals, or you don't. So I don't know why we're paying taxes for as patients from the licensed producer. In fact, I haven't even looked at my licensed producer for, well, 110 years, to be honest, because I haven't had to. I haven't ordered from them for a long time. They don't even know if they have their own website. Tilray. So Tilray, it looks like it's encompassed Broken Coast. Oh God. This week, Ontario-based licensed, and they're using the word marijuana, producer Afria Incorp., which is based in Leamington, acquired Ladysmith cannabis grower Broken Coast in a deal worth $230 million in cash and shares. That was 2018. November 2024, Platinum Pave joins Broken Coast renowned craft cannabis portfolio, including cherry cheesecake. That looks like Tilray Brands. And Tilray looks like they've encompassed, oh, it's under medical and adult. Broken Coast is under adult cannabis use, not medical. There's also wellness, craft beers and spirits. This is Tilray Brands. Medical cannabis, Afria, Symbiosis, Tilray Medical EU, Tilray Medical Aussie and New Zealand, CC Pharma, Tilray Pharma, We Care Educational Platform. I wonder if I can bring this up. I bet you I can't. So let's, what the hell's on this? It's making it drag. I don't know. This thing's been dropped so many times, I'm surprised it still works. We got 10 minutes left, so let's see if we can bring this up. Share screen. We're going to go here. We're going to go share. And I'm going to add it to the stage. There we go. Okay, so this is where we're at with this. So Tilray looks like they have basically brands. Well, let me open that. So it says CO brands. Okay, we'll go here. Oh, I don't want to do that. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I'll go back. Okay, so, oh yeah. Okay, so it looks like I said they've got different levels of shopping. Like if you want to shop. So they've got medical cannabis here, or they've got Afria, Symbiosis, Tilray, wellness, which is what I guess, and it's got Manitoba Harvest here. Well, I guess we click on them. Gummies. So these are all under wellness. And then adult cannabis use. So this would be all the recreational stuff. And Broken Coast is under that. And these are all their branding, like Chowie Wowie, Broken Coast. Okay, so then we got the Molo. And I haven't seen some of these brands before. I can have the batch. So these are their recreational market. And then over here, you've got their craft and beers and spirits. So they're doing craft beer, spirits, and beverages, right? Like Liquid Love. What's this? It doesn't show a picture for that one. Rum cask. What the hell? Yeah, apparently they're doing brewing companies too, not just cannabis on this page. So you can just buy West Coast. Is there any cannabis in any of this? Haze Indian. Yeah. Herb and Bloom. Again, nothing's coming up. Highball Energy. Nothing's coming up. Yeah, you can go and look at these websites yourself. But again, like, this is kind of like, okay, so this is Tilray, right? And okay, so let's see, what does it say about who's their management team? Let's see who's on the management now. Oh, it's asking me to select a region. I don't have to. Please enter. Oh, I have to enter my date of birth. Oh my God. Jesus, you want my? I don't want to do this in public. Like, that's ridiculous. Okay. They want me to verify, but I don't want to do this so everybody can see. So just hang on a second. Jeez. Dun, 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 dun. What is this DD? Month. Well, then make up your mind what you want first. Stupid thing. I'm not 12. Trust me. If I put that, they think, oh my God, you're like 600 years old. Anyway. Okay, I'm submitting it. Thank you. I don't want your damn cookies. Oh, page not found. Oh, interesting. Oh, that was the management page. Because I wanted to see who their management was, right? Let's find out who the investors are. So this is, when you go to investors, I'll show you. This is what it shows you. Investors relations. Oh, why is it not showing that? It's a different page. Hang on. This is what it shows you. It shows you the stock market. So it looks like stocks are up by, woo! So you better run and grab them for 90 cents. Like, fucking unbelievable. Okay, so this is their investors. They've got the NASDAQ up. Let's see what else they got. Let's go back on this page. Can I go? Doesn't look like I go back on that page. Share this tab instead. No, I want to go back. How do I go back? Use advanced stock information from this is taxes governance. I don't want to do that. Probably have to reload the whole page. Okay, well, we'll just not even bother because it's really not that important. We're just about done here today anyways. But again, if that's, you want to find out if you really want to do deep dives on what's going on in the cannabis, that's what you do. You go and find out who's actually lobbying and who's doing what for who, because it looks like there's a lot of nothing. Like, I know the stock market's caving for almost everything else, but it doesn't look like cannabis is doing that great either, to be fair. 90 cents, 60 cents for a stock. Wish I had some money. If I had money, I'd fucking throw some money at it just to, what am I going to lose? $200 worth of stock on 60 cents. I don't know. Maybe it's my way to fix my roof. Anyways, that being said, we're just about done here. Thankfully, because I've run out of things to ramble on about. I want to thank anybody who bothered to, hang out and join me, because I know it's some days are better than others, and I've been having a few rough ones, but I still get up every day, turn on the happy light, and try and fucking put one foot in front of each other and do this show to see if I can reach out to anybody and have them have, like I said, any help of any kind. One person's mind being changed, one patient being helped, one person being educated, one day at a time, right? And I'm not a 12 stepper. I'm saying, like, that's how I have to do it. Like, 'cause some days I don't want to. And yeah, I say some pretty outlandish stuff. Don't worry. I would never. Who's going to take care of my shit show if I'm not here? So you might hear me say, or I might post some really like wild stuff, like, I'm at the end of my rope, and I am. But I also have a shit show to leave behind, and I'm not going anywhere because it wouldn't be fair to them. So no, we all have days where we're at the end of our ropes, right? There's not enough cannabis in the world to help us get through, but we still do. And again, nobody would want to fucking take care of my shit show. None of you are that fucking crazy. I know you're not. Anyways, y'all have a great week. I will be live again with Al. Oh no, I will not be live again with Al this week. This week I will not be on Pace. I will be chairing a meeting somewhere else. So Al will be having to wing it on his own. So go in and say hi and help him out. And I will see you, I guess, the following Monday, unless you follow me on TikTok. And then I will be live Thursday night at 11 o'clock for my new show there, where I can be funny and not talk about cannabis at all. Not allowed to, which I find absolutely fucking ridiculous too. But we are all in, I think, a time-changing moment in history, and we all got to try and stick together. And if it takes you smoking a ton of cannabis to do it, elbows up. Gotta stay united. Smoke the best weed in the world from Canada. And we got great providers all across the country. Thankfully, we are the first country in the G7 to actually legalize. And that gives us a leg up too. So don't think that we can't be self-sustainable. And don't think that we're not strong. We have fought tooth and nail for things in this country, including legalization of cannabis and medical, cannabis. We've been medical patients since before 2000, long before recreational nut, right? We have soldiers and warriors that fought the courts, Supreme Courts of Canada, that aren't all stacked. So, again, we have rights in Canada. Do not let Polyev tell you that he's going to use the notwithstanding clause to rip up our charter, because that then would affect our cannabis rights as patients. Because if that charter of rights that was given to you, all of us, by Pierre Elliott Trudeau, our cannabis rights legalization will be gone. Because that notwithstanding clause to justice and health is right where our portfolios sit. So, folks, keep that in mind. When I say, they say politics and religion, don't talk about it, talk about it. We've been told lies. And everything in your life is connected to politics, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you like it or not. Because if we hadn't gone to MPs' offices and fought and protested on Parliament Hill and went through Supreme Courts, which is the rule of law in our country, we wouldn't have what we got. And thank you to all those activists that did, and all those patients that went to court and fought. Anyways, y'all have a great week. Elbows up, Canada. We got this.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network, here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, Legacy for 20, it's so unique. Gift organic cannabis is what you seek. Here's your trusted partners 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420, enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products, make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyndonega Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.